Agree or disagree? Or
It
hard
should be.
dunk, one of the two.
I mean, that's what he's known as one of the greatest drivers of the basketball in our history. So I would be shocked if it's anything else.
For LeBron, to me, it's a drive to the basket where a defender or two bounce off him on his way because he's so strong. LeBron James back at it tonight. He's 178 points away from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar atop the career NBA scoring list. One thing that I'm starting to wonder about is he going to try a skyhook to do this? Because he's been doing it in warm-ups lately. Yeah, he wouldn't do that, right? I think he respects the game too much to try. That feels like a stunt, but
My only question is going to be, is it going to be a jump shot or is it going to be driving to the basket?
it should be a drive, right?
As
Wouldn't
long as
that be
there's not
fitting?
less than 10 seconds to go in the game, it won't be a drive.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But it should be a drive, right? I mean, you think about signature shots, and obviously for Kareem, it was the sky hook. You never know.
Yeah,
You had to
look at that, man.
last night.
How, if at all, will this record, when it happens, it's a matter of when, not if at this point, change your perception of his career in total? I mean, you've been watching him a long time, JB. You know what he is. Does this number, this ranking mean something extra?
It really doesn't to me. I don't think it cements him as now maybe he's the best or he's still 8th best, 5th best, 2nd.
Wherever you had him before.
Wherever you had him before, I don't know that this jumps him up a level. I think it's a tremendous accomplishment. What, 39 years ago, this
1984,
happened, right?
Yeah, it's a long time.
39 years till a record is broken in the NBA is a long.
It's a little less than half the league's history.
The game's a lot different. Look, I'm not disparaging anything that LeBron James does. The greatness, he's tremendous. To be the chosen one at 16 years old and be the first guy that I remember ever being on television as a high school player, and to never be in trouble and win and be everybody's favorite teammate and do all the great things that he's done and that he does back in Akron and for all the charity. Tremendous.
And exceeded the hype.
Exceeded everything.
Exceeded the hype, and the hype was ridiculous.
So I've got nothing but praise for that. I don't think this says, like, now he becomes the best because he's the all-time leading scorer. I'm just not going with it.
I think for me it means a lot for this reason. First of all, when he came into the league, he's a pass-first guy. He's always been known as the guy that wants his teammates involved. And then when you look at the fact that he was never that smooth, silky scorer or this great jump shooter.
No.
He did it in all combination of ways. Free throw line, getting to the basket, and one. Later in his career, he's shooting more threes. So he's done it in all different kind of ways. And then when you look at the longevity and how he's playing at this age, 20 years into the league at 30 years old. And to John and your guys' credit, he came into the league. Look, I remember sitting in a room before the draft, and our head scout said, and Kobe Bryant was in his prime, said, there's a kid in Akron, Ohio that I would trade Kobe Bryant for right now. And that's when we all went to YouTube and started pulling this guy up. And he said, this guy right here, he's going to change the face of the NBA. So when I look at this record, the fact that a so-called non-scorer has got it now, and it's him, and you said it, for all the great things he's done on and off the court and the way he's represented himself, I'm going to say this. There's a debate on whether he's the GOAT, but there's no debate on who's had the greatest career. When you look at his career on and off the floor, and to your point, he's never embarrassed himself or an organization or the name on the back of that jersey.
Right.
His career speaks for itself. And I mean, he has nothing but when he does decide to walk away from the game, and it may be 4 or 5 more years from now the way he's playing, but he has nothing to be ashamed of because he's representing himself and the league. I mean, and there's no words that you can even say. But I think it's a huge deal because I didn't think the way he was built as a player, this record would be in his reach.
Right.
Because he was never known as that guy that wants to get scored. Now, Kobe, God bless him, was still, you would think a guy like Kobe would go at a record like that or something like that, but not this guy, LeBron James.
Remember, LeBron was criticized for not shooting enough at times early in his career, and he's about to become the all-time leading scorer.
Well, and also, almost, 2,300 threes almost. That's different, too. Like, if this was back in the day, he probably has 800 of those. I mean, literally, the game has changed that much. Michael Jordan didn't shoot the three ball until very late in his career, unless he wanted to, and he'd go like this and go, I'm sorry, I made 6.
And it didn't exist when Wilt played. It wasn't even a thing then.
But you might can make an argument that he may have more points because if it wasn't for the three, maybe he would have been driving, still getting to the basket more. I mean,
we could go on all kinds of.
But the fact that he's going to do it and still going to pad it by 2 or 3 or 4 more years, it may be another 40 years before we see it. Because think about it. You're going to have to play into games. Guys don't play into 2 games. You're going to have to average 25, 27 points a game for 20 to 24, 25 years to beat that record. And the way guys play today, I can't see it because I can't see a guy in the next generation of players. If LeBron played 23, 24 years, I can't see another guy playing 23, 24 years.
Yeah. The fact that his mindset is more Magic Johnson than Karl Malone, for instance, and he's about to get this record, would be an argument one might make on that greatest of all time debate.
He's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation. I'm just saying.
And it's not a long list of players that are in that
conversation. And there's no question that he's the greatest 38-year-old in the history of the league.
No.
It's what he is doing right now. You can look at all the numbers. It's ridiculous. If you look at other players in their 20s.
I want to do a DNA.
20th
he can't be 38 years old the way he's playing, man.
I don't know how we don't shed that he's more Magic than Michael. I do believe his thought process is that, but he's got the most points that anybody's ever had in the NBA.
I know.
Like, wait a second. How could that be true?
The 2 things don't make any sense.
That's
absurd. It's true. Right.
Well, that's like Wayne Gretzky has more assists than anybody has goals in the history of the league.
Right.
That's how dominant that type of stat is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. Where is he on the assist list?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. He's probably going to end in the top 5, maybe top 2 or 3.
I don't know where he is at the moment. He's top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah. Moving up.
So he's top 5 assists and the most points ever in the history of the game. That's like Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
I think we all agree.
Now I want to look at rebound. How far away? Because he's still getting 8, 9.
Who cares about rebounds?
Only coaches do. They get beat on the glass.
I never had any. That's why I don't care.
Coaches definitely care about rebounds.
John, you know what your job was? Hey, big guys, when I miss, go get the rebound.
Ben Wallace, go get that.
I want to get your thoughts on the new All-Star format. The league keeps tinkering with the All-Star format. So I'm sure you heard about this. This is what's going to happen. They're going to have the draft again with the 2 players looking like LeBron and Giannis at the moment with the most votes who will be drafting their teams. We've been doing that for years across the hall on TNT on a Thursday night show. Not this year. This year it'll happen on game day. I don't know exactly
where.
I guess on the floor.
Well, are they? Yeah, well,
it's all new to me.
All the players going to be out there?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
I'm
just
the last pick like Harden was.
I'm just explaining what's going to happen.
Who's going to get them up at 7:30 on a Sunday morning after a Saturday night doing the All-Star?
No.
It's not going to be that. I'm thinking, and I don't know this, I'm thinking it's going to be shortly before game time, not early in the morning. It's like a pickup game. It's like a pickup game. It's like you go to the Y or whatever. I'll take that guy. I'll take that guy.
You hate to be the last guy.
Well, that's going to happen anyway.
Put that in front of well, on TV is different than in front of the whole crowd.
Well, maybe they won't be there standing in front of the captains. I don't know. I don't know.
What would you like?
And by the way, either way, you're still an all-star.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good, right? I mean, if you're the last all-star, you're still an all-star.
We still forget this.
It's not bad.
You're an NBA player, you're still an NBA player.
Do you like this format? I think this is kind of fun. It's like a pickup game.
I want to know.
And the all-star game has always been like a pickup game.
It's worse than a pickup game.
In some ways, yes.
Yeah, I think
some nights,
some days,
they're awesome.
The new ending the last few years has helped a bunch.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Yes. But I remember back in the day, going back to my dad, he's like, we played. We were playing for $5,000.
Sure, yeah.
In the 70s.
There's a lot of money there.
We wanted they played.
Yeah, that was real money.
Right now, you can't get these guys, you can't give them enough incentive to win. It's just not happening. I understand. This has gotten a little better. We've had some competitive
Not
games.
Financially, no.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but we've had some more competitive games, and I do like the quarter system and all that. You win this, and the charities seeing that, and they're going nuts over there. That's fun.
Yeah.
So they've done a great job. I like the idea of the picking there. I want to know more about it.
I do too.
Are the players there? What's going on?
If the fans like it, I love it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is for the fans. If it's going to add more intrigue and the fans buy into it and is going to make it better, then I'm all for it, because you got to do something, because the game has not been in the past what we want it to be. And look, I don't expect it to be, but I would like the last quarter to see those guys kind of go at each other a little bit. That's what they used to do back in the day. They have their fun the first 3 quarters,
right?
But the game's going to be close. But them last 15 minutes, all right.
Just to really play.
Because it's something, we're still playing. It's something about you and I, we play the same position in a different conference. I want to go at you a little bit.
There's also be a conference rivalry, and maybe so when you started in the league, but certainly before you, the players didn't really know each other that way. If you played in the West and the other guy played in the East, that might be, you might not see that guy for a year.
And you don't play against each other twice, so it was an opportunity for me to look you in the eye. Okay, James Ward-Ladberg, let's go at each other now, all right? Let's see who the best for these 10 minutes.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and push the hit button.